Life and out of here. All right, we get to start. All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? It is your show. It is your good old boy, JR, always joining me today on the show. It is my good friend Brandon. Brandon, how we looking today, man? How
I'm
we
doing
feeling?
good, man. How you doing?
A little bit of a man, kind of crazy for 48 hours covering the Raiders and everything, but we're
Yeah,
here, man. We're here. So
yeah, we
yeah, we'll
are.
get all to that. And so I do kind of want to start off with that, unfortunately because of the news that did pop up, we do have to kind of put it out there right now that hey, we're gonna, it's gonna have to come up. We are gonna have to talk about it because I'm sure somebody on either Instagram, Facebook, or any social media outlet's gonna ask, what do I think of it? Even though I already gave my thoughts on yesterday's show, but I know somebody's gonna ask again. So, and we already got our first comment. Go Raiders! You see, the first guy, first guy. All right,
Was that
we'll
your
get to
brother?
the Raiders part in a little bit, but you ready to kick off Week 6, man? You ready to
Let's
rock
do
and
it, man.
roll?
Let's
Okay.
do it.
What's the first game on the slot? What do we got? We got the Thursday
Oh
night
man,
matchup tomorrow.
first game tomorrow night. Tampa at Philly. You
Okay.
got
I don't think this is going to be one game we're going to have to talk about. I got Tampa Bay. Look, I'm not saying that Philadelphia is a bad football team. I'm really not. I think Philadelphia, they're building something nice. They're getting it together. Dallas Goddard, unfortunately, is on the COVID-19 list. I don't think he's going to participate in tomorrow's game. I do not think, even with Gronkowski out, even with a bunch of Antoine Winfield out, I still think Tampa Bay just has enough to handle the deficiencies of Philadelphia. I'm not going to say that Philadelphia is going to roll over dead because they're home, but I just don't think down the line you're just going to see the tale of two cities and who has the most depth. And I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on this one.
I'm going Philly.
Oh my God, here we go.
I'm
You
going
really hate
Philly.
Tampa Bay, man.
Yeah, that's one reason. But I'm going Philly because Tom Brady has an injury on his thumb, on his non-throwing
Honestly,
hand, on his thumb.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, look, it's only so long you can keep that defense upright. I'm assuming until
I think
somebody
that's the
just
assumption.
breaks the dam of that secondary. And I think Jalen Hurts might be the person that breaks the dam. You have now no Levante David. Like you said, Antoine Winfield Jr. is out. Rob Gronkowski is out, but it didn't really matter if he was going to
That
play
doesn't
or
really
not.
affect the offense as much,
Yeah,
It
like
doesn't.
he didn't really fit. I mean, he's there, he's a security blanket for Tom Brady, whatever. But it didn't really matter. I'm actually shocked about Philly's defense. Philly's defense has actually been pretty decent. It's not
I
like
think what it is, I think they're really giving the younger cats a shot, and they're telling Brandon Graham and all these other cats, like they're giving the draft picks that they used about 2-3 years ago that they were deaf for so long. They're finally giving them a shot, and I think it's working out for them. But I just think they're still a little too young to handle Tampa Bay, who's kind of been there,
and I'm
done.
with you on that until I realized like it's an early week. Now we
Yeah,
know 3 players from Tampa's out, and then you're flying to Philly.
and it ain't gonna be hot. It's gonna be cold. It's a
Cold.
cold day.
And
It's a
Tom
cold day
Brady's
in
hand is
Philly.
already kind of like, I'm going
Yeah.
Philly.
Ooh, 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 ooh. So we'll see. We'll
I'm
see.
going
We're
Philly.
excited though. We're excited though. All right. So it looks like we already got our first debate. Philly or Tampa? I got Tampa. You got Philly.
Yep.
Okay. Some people are writing me on Instagram right now. Tampa, Tampa, Tampa. Sorry, man. You're just gonna go in this one alone, bro.
I get
You're
it.
just gonna
I'm
go in this
cool with
one
it.
alone,
I
bro.
like it.
All right. All right. What's second game? What's the second game? What do we got?
All right. Second game of the year in London, Miami versus Jacksonville.
All right. So I actually kind of looked into it. I did the whole numbers thing and everything. Do you know that Miami is the worst point differential team in the NFL today with -75? You want to know who's number two?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Yeah. Yeah. And guess who's actually had more success? I'm not saying that they have a winning record, but who's had more success in London? Miami or Jacksonville? Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Where I'm going with this, I'm going with Jacksonville, man. I'm rolling with
Oh,
Jacksonville,
he's
man.
not gonna do it. Oh, he's not gonna do it.
Sorry, man.
I
No
can't
0
believe you do
17
it.
here. No
I
0 and
can't
17
believe
here today.
I can't believe you do
Look,
that.
I do not trust Miami's offensive line. That defense, they're giving up way too many points. Granted, and that's why they're a minus 75. They're just giving up way too many points. I don't trust. It's just Miami. I don't trust it right now. They're a team that has so much hope, but it's just the hope's not there. I'm going to go with Jacksonville. I think James Robinson and Trevor Lawrence, they're going to figure it out offensively, and then the defense just a work in progress. So I think they catch Miami on a bad day. Even if it is on London, I'm still going to go with Jacksonville here.
I can't believe you. I cannot believe you. So I'm going with Jacksonville too.
Yeah.
I'm going with Jacksonville too. The reason why is like, if Tua plays too, I'm going with Jacksonville. I just can't with Tua. I can't. I literally cannot do with this guy. I don't know what he is or what he's trying to be, but it just don't fit.
I think with Tua, it's just one of those things. I think Brian Flores messed it up by rushing him too early last year. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick was doing an amazing job. I don't know why you would want to kill that momentum. And I think that just kind of killed the vibe of everybody off there. So with Tua, I just think they're rushing him too fast than what they really should.
Yeah, and like you said, Miami's defense, we came into this year screaming, "Oh, Miami's defense, they're gonna be so great," and then look at what they've become. So it was just
fool's gold.
I got Jacksonville.
Fool's gold, as I like to say. So all right, so there you go, Jacksonville. We don't have any predictions on that one yet. We'll come back to that. What's the third game?
All right. Speaking of another defense that should have been better, Houston versus the Colts.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah. The face just told a story. It told the entire story.
The way I see it with this whole thing, listen, man, Houston's Houston. They got more problems than some other gentleman in Nevada right now that has more problems right now. Okay. Houston's got a lot more problems. They don't have their quarterback. They really don't trust their head coach, and they're really starting to turn against the owner little by little as the season goes on. Indy, they just caught a bad break. Indy had it there, and all Indianapolis defense has to do Monday night was just show up. Just show up and show us the defense you were meant to be, and you blew it. You blew it. They're not going to blow it against Houston. I'm going to go Indianapolis here. Listen, it's just Houston. They just got many problems than They just got too many problems, man. I don't even know what they're doing over there. I don't know the direction they're going in. There was a mock draft that came out today, and Houston said, whatever quarterback you draft, it's already going to be than what you already have in your entire room, and that's with Deshaun because Deshaun's not coming back. So, give me Indianapolis, and that's about it.
We're on Houston.
All right.
Is
that because you're in Houston and you don't want you don't want the people outside your picket fence or anything like that?
No. I actually saw promise in Houston last week against New England. I know it's New England, but to play the rookie played pretty well against Bill Belichick. We joked, we laughed, we like, oh my God, Bill Belichick's gonna tear this kid a new one. He actually played pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. Like he kept them afloat, and then they just completely did what Houston does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just,
but so did the Colts, and the Colts had a way worse loss than they did.
And here's the thing, though. It's just Indianapolis was up, man. Indianapolis was up, but I don't think they do that back to back. Not against a division team.
I don't think they do it back to back because I think Houston comes out and beats them out the gate easy.
Well,
it's gonna be a win.
Okay, well, we'll see. I think we're split on this one. People are telling me Houston. I've had 2 people already tell me Indy. 3 people have already telling me Houston. So we'll see.
We shall see.
Let's see here. Now, we got the next one coming up. It is, what's the next game?
Kansas City, Washington.
Kansas City and Washington. Okay, so this game is very interesting to me because, both teams kind of had a lot of promise in this offseason. Washington having the promise of, hey, I think the defense is going to be good enough just to keep the offense afloat to win. What happened here? All right, here we go. Oh, here we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, like I said, I think with this game, I think both teams kind of had a lot of promise, and Kansas City was going to run away with the division. Washington's offense and defense was going to be balancing up to win the NFC East. It didn't happen that way. I still don't trust. I still don't trust Washington's defense. I still trust Kansas City's offense, which is why I'm leaning towards Kansas City in this game.
Yeah. I got Kansas City winning this game. I think Patrick Mahomes finally goes off, but that defense is so goddamn bad of Kansas City. It is so bad. It's just so bad. I think we both got Kansas City. I'm not even going to expound on why I got Kansas City. That just makes no sense.
But that's the thing. I don't think Washington's offense can keep up with Kansas City's offense. I think what we're going to see is really, which offense can take control, because we know both defenses can stop nothing. Kansas City is like bottom of the barrel, and so is Washington's defense. They're bottom of the barrel as well. So it's one of those situations where it's like, hey man, this is it. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. So I got, like I said, I got Kansas City.
Yeah. I feel like these next two games are just quick ones. We kind of quick them.
Yeah. All right. What do you got? Lay them on me.
I think the next two games are pretty quick. Rams at Giants.
Rams at Giants. Okay. Rams. Next.
Rams. I got Rams too.
Yeah.
Cincinnati versus Detroit.
I love my Lions, man. But give me Cincinnati.
Yeah, got Cincinnati too.
Okay.
All right. Chicago, Green Bay.
You know what? I love what Chicago's doing, man. Finally, Matt Nagy finally did the smartest thing you can possibly do. Name Justin Fields your starter, because about time. About time. It's about time that you got something going, because Andy Dalton wasn't going to win you games. Nick Foles wasn't going to win you games. I'm going to go with Green Bay in this one, though, only because it's like, hey, man, it's Green Bay. They're going to be on a roll, and they'll figure it out like they always do. It's going to be a close one, but I just think I think Green Bay's got this one. No David Montgomery. I know it's one thing when it's like no David Montgomery against the Raiders, but no David Montgomery against Green Bay in a division game. They're going to take advantage. Give me Green Bay.
I got the Bears.
Oof.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Oh, man.
I don't know how bad Justin Fields' hyperextended knee is, but I still will put him against that Green Bay defense, and I think they will still win. I just think Chicago's way better put together, and I don't trust Green Bay at all. Still, I've said this numerous times. I don't trust Green Bay whatsoever. I think one slight crack of the dam, and then Mason Crosby is missing field goals, and then you're going to be on the road again. I don't like it. Give me Chicago.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you got a point. I like it. It's just, Chicago, I think they're just a couple years away from really kind of taking it over.
I definitely agree. I think Green Bay is going to get back in Lambeau, but not right now.
Okay. What's the next game? What do we got?
Next game. This might be game of the week. I hope they flex it. Chargers, Ravens.
All right. So this is really interesting. You got two high-flying offenses. I mean, they're amazing. When I've seen both teams play, they're freaking amazing on offense, man. And, they're very balanced on defense. But when this is what Kansas City is supposed to be. Just be good enough on defense so your offense can flourish. This is what they were supposed to be. You know what I mean? and they can't even do that. But you know, I think for me right now, the way I see this game right now, man, I keep saying it all the time. You know, you don't want to catch the Chargers right now because that's a train that I don't think nobody can stop. I think they get stopped in Baltimore. I think they get stopped in Baltimore only because of the reason being is if Austin Eckler can't get going, then this offense can't get going. And the Ravens, they can get it going with anybody running the ball. They can get it going because here's the thing: when you look at Baltimore in offensive categories, they're one of the very few teams that are top 10 everything: rushing, passing, points, everything. The Chargers are not. They're actually middle of the pack when it comes to the rushing attack, and that's with an Austin Eckler. So they need to get him going. And it's one thing to play Cleveland. It's another thing to play Baltimore at Baltimore. So give me Baltimore over the Chargers this week.
I'm going Chargers.
Okay.
I'm going Chargers. I think you're right about that Baltimore could get it going with anybody, but that's what I'm kind of banking on, that the Chargers defense finally wake up and show people that they're finally for real. This might be a defensive Chargers game that you might have to Joey Bosa might have to step up. Dorman James might have to step up. A lot of these guys are going to have to play hard. So I got the Chargers because of that. Now, plus, I think that offensive line, again, of the Chargers is actually clearing holes. They're doing a lot of great things, and they're keeping Justin Herbert upright. And who would you rather have, Justin Herbert or Lamar Jackson, throwing the ball in the pocket all day?
I don't know. They're both. I mean, Lamar Jackson's killing that narrative now.
He really is. He really is. I will agree.
He's killing that narrative now that he's just a runner. No, he's really doing it all, man. He's really doing it all.
He really is. But I
just think right now, man, that's tough. Which quarterback would I want right now? Would I want Herbert or Lamar Jackson?
They're both athletic.
They're both mobile. They can both throw.
Yep.
And you know they can. God, that's tough. I think right now I'm just gonna go with Lamar because he's actually like not saying that he's not. I'm not saying that because he's been there, done that. It's just he's actually won a playoff game. Herbert's still coming into his own. Let's see what happens when it's like, hey man, all the film's on you. You know what I mean? We got all the film we need on you. Now let's see if you can counteract that. Lamar Jackson's proven that he can't. So I'm gonna go with Lamar right now. But in this game, I'm going Ravens over Chargers here.
And I'm going Chargers over Ravens.
All right, there it is. That's gonna. I hope they flex that.
They need to flex it. Good God, flex it.
I hope when they wake up on Friday, it's like, you know what? Let's flex the Steelers and the Seahawks game for Sunday Night Football. Let's flex that. I don't need to see that. I'll rather see the Ravens take on the Chargers on Sunday night, man. I don't need to see all this. So we'll see. Who's the next game?
Next game, Minnesota, Carolina.
You know what? I'm going to give Carolina all the credit in the world because their defense is doing amazing. All right. They are, number 2 overall behind Buffalo, believe it or not. Look, they've only been allowing 18, points a game. The problem is, man, that offense, I don't know if they figure Sam Darnold out or if they're just not clicking right now without Christian McCaffrey, which is why I'm actually going to go Minnesota over Carolina this week. That's right. I'm going Minnesota, man. I like the way what they're doing, man. I like what they're doing. And you know what? That's without a Dalvin Cook. All right. Now imagine when he does come back, Minnesota can be that sneaky team where, hey, man, they might catch fire down the road and they might get something going. Because Justin Jefferson's waking up. Adam Thielen is still an amazing red zone target. And, KJ Osborne, he's becoming somewhat of a third choice for Kirk Cousins. So, and I think that offensive line is just getting better every week. So I'm going to go with Minnesota over Carolina this week.
I did a U thing. I flipped the coin. It was like, well, Carolina's going to be at home, so I'm going Carolina. I did a U thing. I was like, Carolina. I think, like you just said, if this was any type of other game, Minnesota was at home, I'll probably be like, okay, Minnesota. But I just think Carolina, man, being at home, that defense is going to fill the crowd. The last couple games, they kind of been on the road, kind of. I mean, like, I just think in that offense, I've been said is very bad, and I said Christian McCaffrey not being there is going to affect them, and it affects them. It really, really affects them. But I think all they got to do is just stay afloat in this game, and I think the defense will take them home. So I got Carolina.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. And like I said, some people like Carolina. Apparently, everybody's kind of agreeing with you. Everybody's putting Carolina here on Instagram. So they're kind of, yeah. I mean, Minnesota, question mark. Yeah, I said it. Minnesota. Leave me alone, man. Leave me alone. We'll see who we got next.
Oh, man. If this was a couple weeks ago, this might be the game that everybody would have wanted to see on late night, Sunday night football, but it's not. Arizona, Cleveland. What you got?
So, breaking news on that game, actually, the center, Rodney Hudson, he has been actually already out. He's already been scratched out for this game because of a rib injury that he suffered during the game against the 49ers last week. So, the starting center is out, and, he's been playing as good as any center would. That's why he's been one of the most consistent centers since he was in Kansas City when he went to the Raiders, and he's shown his worth for Arizona now, but he has been ruled out. I don't think that's still not enough for Cleveland to win. So I'm still going to go Arizona in this one. I'm not saying that Baker Mayfield's a bad quarterback. I'm not saying all of that. But when the chips are down and, do you trust him the final 2 minutes to come out? He's one of those quarterbacks that still has not showed me, nah, man, I can't trust you in 2 minutes. And that's supposed to be like, we got this. That ain't him. That ain't him, man. And, I think Arizona keeps it rolling because, listen, Isaiah Simmons, for the people that don't know him, the second-year linebacker out of Clemson, he's playing at a Pro Bowl level right now. He is playing amazing. He is exactly what he showed. He is exactly what he was showing at the combine. Sideline to sideline speed. Linebackers that are, you don't make linebackers that tall no more. They don't grow on trees like that no more. Sideline to sideline, agility, and really great against the run and the coverage. And I think with Zaven Collins there, it takes a little bit more pressure off him to keep it going with Chandler Jones. Now he's also out as well, but I still think that's not going to be enough for Cleveland to come out. I'm going to go Arizona, and they'll be 6-0 after this week.
The fact that people still are sleeping on Arizona should be a goddamn shame of themselves. I got Arizona winning this game in pretty much a blowout. Baker Mayfield is good, but he's not a person that you look at and be like, you can win a title with him right now. He's not one of those guys.
I'm not saying that he might never win a title.
I'm not saying he's not going to win a title ever, but I'm saying right now, with all the pressure on him, nah. He's not gonna
I think we're just getting to a point now where it's like, is Baker Mayfield going to be one of those quarterbacks where everything has to be
perfect?
Yeah. And it's like, well.
And I think the last 2 games that he's pretty much played in, the Kansas City game and then, of course, the Chargers game, it's just too many ups and downs. I don't like it. When you have to play teams like that, before you get to the Super Bowl, you got to beat teams in your own conference. And I don't think you can beat the Chargers. You can't beat Kansas City, and you really can't. And now we see Kansas City's defense and the way Kansas City defense looks, and you couldn't pull it off in week 1 when all you had to do was run the ball. It's like, I can't with Cleveland. Arizona, on the other hand, I think James Conner is having a career resurgence in Arizona, which is funny because he only had like 1 good year in Pittsburgh, but it is what it is. But I think too many weapons for Cleveland's defense to handle, and they can't handle it. Other than Myles Garrett probably getting to Kyler Murray, I can't really see Cleveland winning this game. Arizona wins.
And yeah, for the people that are watching this on YouTube, I am sorry. I am still working on trying to get my camera back on. It's kind of been a minute. I don't know what's going on. They just keep telling me it's on when it's not, but I also have it on Instagram too. So we're all good. At least you guys can still hear me. which is
Yeah.
probably better in some cases.
That's all that matters.
But listen, I do like what Cleveland's building on that defense with Miles Garrett, Jeremiah Owusu, and then that rookie corner that they got too. I really like what they're building. I just don't think it's going to be enough because you got D Hop on one side, and then you got Christian Kirk actually showing his worth now. AJ Green looking like AJ Green from like 6 years ago, and then you got Rondo Moore that's just with amazing hands, which is that should be no surprise to anybody if you watch the draft the whole time. That's
Or you watched him last year at Purdue when he literally single-handedly beat Ohio State.
I mean, remember, like, this is the dude that if you watched during the draft combine and the draft shows and everything last year, that's everybody can rave about was, man, his hands are like glue. So when he did that catch, I was like, dude, he's been doing that shit since Purdue.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like, when you have people watch college football, they just want to watch the big names. They don't want to watch across the country. And it's like, dude, if you saw what Rondo Moore did, and then Elijah Moore with the Jets, what he's doing with Zach Wilson, it's like, dude, they've been doing that shit since Ole Miss and Purdue. That ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new. That's what they've been doing this whole time.
Yeah.
Just, you don't see them because you don't like to go outside of SEC country. But anyway, whatever the case.
It's not that type of show.
Okay, it's not their it's not their cup of tea, basically.
Juan, this is not that type of show.
I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there. All right, but it looks like we both got Arizona. Who's next?
Okay. This is gonna be very interesting. The 4-1 Dallas Cowboys versus the 1-4 New England Patriots.
I think I just heard somebody outside scream America's team outside my window. Let me check that real quick. Hold on. I think somebody just screamed America's team. I mean, I think I have a fan outside of my window right now. Hold on. All right. Look, man, say what you want. We both picked the Cowboys to win the NFC East. I just didn't think it was going to be as dominant like this. And
we expected Washington to have something.
At least a fight. At least show us a fight.
Good God, man.
I mean, they've shown me nothing. And listen, Dallas did it right, man. They did it right. Micah Parsons is your once in a lifetime generational talent. I don't give a crap if there's somebody else that was probably ranked higher than him and that's probably going to have the same type. That's a dude you want to draft and build your defense around. That's the guy. Number 2, Jabril Cox, he's showing his worth. Now, did I like the hit that he put on Daniel Jones last week? No. Do I think he meant to gloat? I don't think so. I think he's proud of his work, and it probably rubbed people the wrong way. And overall, the Dallas Cowboys defense, I can't believe I'm saying this. Trevon Diggs is an amazing freaking corner.
Yeah.
Okay, he's an amazing freaking corner. So that's enough of that. All right? Like, that's enough of that. All right? And I love what Dallas is doing defensively. I love that, they're complementing the offense well enough to where the offense can run their game. They can run their game. In the case of New England, listen, this is it. This is growing pains for New England. Welcome to the NFL, Patriot fans. What we've had to endure for 20 plus years has been your freaking swept under the rug for 20 years. This is what normal NFL fans have to deal with. Welcome to the NFL, Patriot fans. Give me the Cowboys over the Patriots this week.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Dallas is way better defensively than I thought they would be. I think all of us kind of could say, "What the hell is this?" A
defense in the NFC East. How dare they?
Yeah. What is this?
How dare they?
They actually play complementary football. They run in pass. Holy shit! What is this?
Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, listen, New England is, like you said, they literally signed Matt Judon for the Baltimore Ravens, Hunter Henry from the Chargers, Juju Smith from Tennessee, and still have no weapons, wide receivers for weapons. None. It's kind of a wash now because you went to go do everything that you wanted, but you didn't do what you needed.
And
that's
now here's the
weapons for your
thing.
damn quarterback.
And now this brings up a good conversation. Now, I'm not saying that Bill Belichick is in the hot seat this year, but he's got to feel some pressure this upcoming season. I'm sure he does, because here's the deal that nobody's talking about. Stephon Gilmore's gone.
Yep.
Your next best corner, J.C. Jackson, he's on his way out too, unless you can come up with a contract, or unless you want to tag him. But Bill Belichick is not one to tag players. And then, so that's already depleting. Your linebackers are getting older. Your whole defensive unit is just getting older. You're not replacing them. You pretty much sold your soul to the offseason for the offense with Hunter Henry, Jono Smith, Nelson Aguilar, all these guys, and you still can't get nothing. And on top of that, I'm not going to say how dumb he must feel, but how much better was Mac Jones than Cam Newton at this point now? I'm pretty sure Cam Newton would have done at least something a little bit better, right? I mean, it's just like I said.
I know one thing. Cam Newton would have won that game against Tampa.
Oh yeah.
Cam would have won that game against Tampa.
Oh yeah, that was easy pickings.
Yeah.
That would have been something. That would have been something. But again, that's Bill's decision. And I'm not saying that this year he's going to feel the hot seat, but this upcoming offseason, he's going to feel the pressure. And I'm not saying that the season's over for New England, but if they keep going in a downward direction, welcome to the NFL, Patriots fans. Welcome back.
He's getting there.
You've had it good too. It's like, I don't know if people remember that show, The Fairly Odd Parents. Well, I'm out to destroy Canada now. They've had it too good for too long. That's exactly what happened. Well, off to destroy the Patriots. They've had it for too good for too long. But give me Dallas this week.
Yeah, I got Dallas too. Yeah.
Who next?
Next game, your Raiders versus the Broncos.
Okay. I'm actually kind of glad my camera is not working at this point, because, oh man, this is good. Okay, so for the people that don't know, the people that are tuning in right now, all right, if you haven't heard, John Gruden resigned as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, he resigned. Keyword. Resigned.
Keyword is resigned, Brandon. I want you to keep that in mind. He resigned.
Yeah.
All right, look. I was going to say this. I said it on the show yesterday. I'm going to say it again. Okay, the show I did yesterday with my brother, the Silver and Bro show, I'm just going to say it again. What John Gruden did, I can never condone what John Gruden said in those emails, because that is not the way to do it. That is not the way you want to express your feelings or anything like that. There's nothing, more disgusting than those type of emails. Okay? What I'm also going to say is this. How dare the NFL was literally, and say what you want, they were about to sweep this under the rug. Okay? Like, yeah, they might have suspended him or anything like that. But then once more emails came out, there was no stopping him at this point. Okay? Because I'm not going to lie to you. On Friday, when that report came out on Thursday, and then we see Gruden on Friday a little too comfortable, and I'm like, the NFL is really going to sweep this under the rug of what he said to Demarius Smith. Like, they're really going to sweep this. And then when more stuff came out, like, nah, John, you got to go. And I'm just going to take a line from a special I saw a couple days ago. Empathy goes both ways, man. Mm-hmm. Empathy has to go both ways, man. So, it's just, you can't do that. Now, the Raiders have made the decision to put the special teams coordinator, Rick Bisaccia, as the interim head coach, okay, because which is actually kind of smart when you really think about it. I think that's because when you have a special teamer, you are in control and you're in contact with more players than sometimes the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator, because special teams, because you always know who your 22, your starting 25 are going to be. Your long snapper, kicker, punter, and then your 11 on offense, your 11 on defense. You always know. And everything else is just, hey, man, do you love playing special teams? Well, you better love that shit, because that's majority of the NFL jobs is special teams. You better love that shit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, trust me, it's a hard job. Like special teams is like, and Neil Hines said it the best. Every time I'm back there returning a punt, I have to put it into my mind that my life does not matter. He said that shit in an interview, and I'm like, God damn, that's a different life. That is a different kind of tough. God damn. Like that is the mindset of fuck it, I'm gonna die what I love doing. And I'm like, oh my God. That dude, I probably would love to hang out with him, but not to that extent. I'm good. I love life. I love life. I love drinking a cold beer on a Sunday morning. I love that shit. Right? Now, the Denver Broncos, on the other hand, they started off hot and they've dropped their two, just like the Raiders. Listen, I don't know what's going on in Denver right now. I really don't. I don't know if it's just the terror. I don't know if just Denver has run into two good teams. I don't know if Denver just people figured it out. I don't know if Denver kind of hit a wall these last 2 weeks. But I'm gonna go back to what I always say whenever I talk to you, EJ, Smash, anybody. It's hard in the NFL to win without distractions. Winning with distractions, you ain't got no shot. I'm not saying that the Denver Broncos are a better team than the Las Vegas Raiders, but I just think the Broncos catch the Raiders at the wrong time. That's why I'm going to go Denver over the Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm going Denver too. I think because if this was in Vegas, maybe you guys could rally behind them and get those guys, more of a fan base to say, "Hey, we got you guys." But the fact that it's in Denver, it's mile high. It's a tough place to play already, and now you add on to the fact that you guys have pretty much have a new coaching staff, kinda. You know what I'm saying? A new man at the helm. That's a problem already for you guys. I think Derek Carr, as great as he is, how much longer can that offensive line stand up against Von Miller and all those amazing, defensive players that they have? So it's
well, I mean, really, when we're looking at it defensively, pass rushing wise, I mean, Von Miller's kind of like the only key consistent. I just think because Bradley Chubb's kind of wobbling, Joey Joselle is out. There's some other injuries to that defense as well, but I just think that the offensive line is still kind of a work in progress for Las Vegas, which is why I agree with you in that sense that, hey, maybe if the Raiders were at home, maybe they could figure something out with the crowd noise, but Denver's going to be all over them, and especially in a division game when they know the Raiders are not everything is all fine and dandy in Nevada. So that's why I'm going Denver with this matchup.
I just feel like it's just too much. It's just too much right now for the Raiders. And it's just too much. I think Denver catches them now. I will say this: Denver need to figure out who the hell their quarterback is. Like you can't take Teddy Bridgewater out the game if he doesn't have like a concussion or anything. You shouldn't be taking him out the game just to put Drew Lock in. It's kind of stupid. It goes against what the hell you said earlier. Why you named the man a starter if you pretty much was not going to, let him go through growing pains on the team. But if he's going to be actually the starting quarterback and he's going to play, I think he controls this game very well. And I think they get back to running the ball a lot more in this game against the Raiders. Kind of keep the Raiders offense on those sidelines. I got Denver.
Oh, yeah. It's just one of those things. It's just like, I think it's the situations were reversed. It's like, I think we'd be saying the Raiders, but because this is the situation now, I'm going Denver. It's going to be too much for the Raiders, especially on this week with everything going on. I got Denver. So that's enough of that one. Who do we got next?
The game we wish is going to get flexed out by Friday. Seattle, Pittsburgh. Seattle or Pittsburgh? Who you got?
Look, man, I'm going Pittsburgh by default. No Russell Wilson. Listen, no Russell Wilson. That defense is the worst defense in the NFL. The Seattle Seahawks defense is the worst defense in the NFL. And that's with a Jamal Adams. Okay? That is with you would think that he would at least increase some value. No, the Seattle Seahawks defense is the worst defense in the NFL. And you have Pittsburgh, who Granted, I don't know how they beat Denver, but they did it. It is what it is. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go Pittsburgh only due to the fact now Juju is down. So this would be a great opportunity for Chase Claypool and Deontay Johnson to kind of establish themselves as a little bit more who's going to be the number one heading into next year. And then even though Juju's gone, James Washington was still waiting in the fold. So again, Pittsburgh just knows how to draft receivers, man. That's why I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. And I think Big Ben looks like second Super Bowl Big Ben this Sunday.
Yeah, I got Pittsburgh too. Yeah, same thing. By default, they're at home. I think Pittsburgh wins this game because they're at home, mainly because of that. And Geno Smith being a quarterback, I don't know. Like you said, Pittsburgh drafts receivers. They can't draft a quarterback to save their lives. They can draft some receivers. And they can't draft offensive linemen too. I don't know what the hell's going on with that either. But I mean, I saw Pittsburgh last week. We both kind of were off the Pittsburgh train both last week. We were like, I don't know, Pittsburgh. I don't know.
I mean, it's not like we're gonna jump on the train after a win against Denver.
Yeah, it's like it's Denver, dude. Come on.
And then it's like same thing. It's like, oh, you beat Seattle. It's Seattle, dude. Like beat a like I get it. The Bills game
Russell Wilson was playing this game. I'd probably go with Seattle, but he's not.
Look, but like beating the Bills week 1, okay, cool. You haven't really done anything to kind of make us get back on that train. And it's like, okay, your one win is Buffalo. I'm sure if Buffalo were to play Pittsburgh right now again, Buffalo would smash. Even if it was at Pittsburgh, Buffalo would smash. Okay? And so, but either way, they're not playing Buffalo. They're playing Seattle. And I just don't trust Seattle as a franchise all around right now.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh, I can at least give them a shot that at least they have some weapons. And look, I expect Tyler Lockett to keep doing his thing. I expect DK Metcalf to do his thing. I expect Chris Carson to come back and, hey, do his thing. But it's just when it comes down to it, do you trust Geno Smith if that defense can't hold? No, not really. I trust Russell Wilson because he's done it time and time again, and I just can't trust Geno Smith. So I'm gonna go with Big Ben here in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I got Pittsburgh winning this game easy. Last game, Buffalo, Tennessee.
So we don't know the status of Julio Jones yet, or at least I don't, because nothing has been set out. AJ Brown's back, but it didn't really happen. Listen, Derrick Henry is the king of all running backs. That is a fact. He is the king of all running backs. I just wish he was on a better team. Because he was like if he was with, like, I don't know, Tampa Bay or with Buffalo, it's like, get the king of running backs to be your running back, and it's like, you want to go to the Super Bowl, just use his legs, and then we'll pass when we have to. Look, Buffalo is pretty much, it goes like this. It goes 1A, 1B. Arizona, Buffalo. Everything else, it's your prediction, man. Yeah, I could throw the Chargers in there. Yeah, I could throw Baltimore in there. Sure, let's throw Green Bay in there too. There's only a handful of teams that you could throw in there. Like, they could compete with Buffalo and Arizona. Okay, maybe. But right now, just the way that Buffalo's playing right now, they're the top of the AFC. Everything else is a gap. And I get it. The Chargers are nice. I just don't know if they're ready for a team like Buffalo. I don't know that because that defense is amazing. And the Buffalo Bills offense showed on Sunday night why they're really good. Why Josh Allen. And this is the thing I don't like. It's like the way he scrambles, it's like a Lamar Jackson. The way he throws, it's like a Patrick Mahomes. It's like, can we just stop and be like, do you think maybe Josh Allen is, Josh freaking Allen? Because, maybe he's just Josh freaking Allen and he's getting that much better every freaking year. So, and mind you, Stephon Diggs is not having a good season, a good start to a season. He's really not. And they're still doing that offensively. So, again, Josh Allen is just the quarterback that just keeps getting better. In this case, I'm going to go with Buffalo because Tennessee is not ready for a team like Buffalo.
You already know my stance on this game. You already know I'm going with this game. I've told you about Tennessee since the beginning of the year. I said Tennessee's defense is just too damn terrible to keep that offense afloat. And now Julio's hurt every other week, or A.J. Brown's hurt every other week, and you expect Ryan Tannehill to carry the Tennessee Titans. That shit sounds very disturbing, and I don't want no parts of it. As great as Derrick Henry is, eventually you're going to have to crowd the box, and you're just going to have to make Ryan Tannehill throw the ball. Do you want those problems? I don't think so. Buffalo looks like a complete team. They look like, you know what they look like? They look like the Kansas City Chiefs when they lost to the Patriots the next year. They look like that Kansas City Chiefs team. Like, we knew how good we were, but we lost just because we didn't have X, Y, and Z that game in the championship game, the AFC championship game.
Oh, they got it now. They got it now.
It feels like that right now. It feels like just like New England went to the Super Bowl, won against the Rams. Kansas City next year had no New England. Well, guess what? It feels like right now Buffalo has no Kansas City. So it seems like right now, whenever Buffalo wants to, they can just step on you. And they can keep pushing and keep going and keep going and keep going. Their defense is there. Ed Oliver's finally getting himself going. They got a rookie they also just drafted from Miami. They got a lot of great playmakers on defense of all places.
And I'm waving my fist right now because it's like, yeah, that's right. A defensive end from Miami had to shake up that defense. Damn right. Can't get that at Houston. But no, University. You want your defense to get better? Draft the defensive lineman from University of Miami. That's how you turn it around real quick. That's how you do it. With Jalen, you want good matchups? Get yourself a Gregory Rousseau. Get yourself a Jalen.
I didn't mean to start this university, the U chants in the background. I didn't mean to start the U chants in the background.
You can't see
I know
me
you thought of the U. I know you thought of the U.
You can't see me right now, but I am throwing up that U.
You
can't see me right now, but I am. You're damn right. I'm throwing up that U sign right now.
But yeah, I feel like Buffalo's like Kansas City when they went through their run and won a championship against San Francisco a couple years ago. It feels like that right now. It feels like Buffalo, whenever they feel like it, they could just run you out the stadium and you can't do anything about it. And again, I don't trust Tennessee's defense. I never have. I told you for literally since we started this, I cannot trust Tennessee's defense. I literally said they're Dallas Cowboys, all offense, no defense of the AFC. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. They're all offense.
Well, you can't say that
defense. And to be honest with you, they pretty much don't have an offense right now. So it's kind of
like, you can't say that right now because it looks like the Cowboys do have at least a respectable defense.
I mean, the last couple of years, Dallas defense has just been terrible.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like they're that type of team. I feel like
this is the thing. This is the thing. We're going to talk about the bite teams right now, and you know what my advice to each of them is. So the first team that is on the bye, unfortunately, we're going to have to talk about it. It's your Saints. Look, man, my message to you, New Orleans Saints, figure out a consistent offensive game plan. You're trying to switch it up way too much. It's either we're going to go deep or we're going to go short passing games or short run games. It's like, hey, look, man, be consistent with your offensive play calling, Champagne, because it's the defense is doing their job. It's just you want to switch up an offense every single week. It's like, well, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a down the hill team? Do you want to be a RPO team? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Because it's fucking up your offensive line. It's fucking it up.
Yeah, Jameis doesn't know what the hell to call because Sean Payton is so goddamn oblivious to the play calling. I don't think he knows what to call him. I don't know what to give him. He's like, I don't know, man. Jameis is not Drew Brees. Drew Brees could, way back when Drew Brees had a real arm, when he could throw the ball down. That's what they used to do. They used to throw dink and dunks and then the big long throws. I don't think Jameis is that type of quarterback, man. Either you're going to have to throw these 20, 30 yarders or you're going to have to learn how to run the ball and then get the big plays because that's where you're going to have to learn. And, of course, we got 12 offensive linemen down right now. Get them back. Michael Thomas, Traquan Smith could be coming back. Also, Tony Jones Jr. could be coming back soon. And our defense is about to get back to being healthy, with Marcus Davenport, Quan Alexander. David Amata is about to come off of suspension. So We shall see when they go to Seattle week 7. We shall see what they look like when everybody's hopefully 100% healthy and ready to go. So we shall see. But yeah, offensively, they need to figure out who the hell they are, because if Taysom Hill is in concussion protocol, we don't know if he's going to be able in week 7. So whatever you thought you were going to do, Sean Payton, you need to now figure it out and give Jameis Winston a real playbook that can help this kid instead of continuously throwing a damn ball down the field, thinking he's just gonna make us. They got some spectacular catches coming out of nowhere. Like Marquez Callaway caught that Hail Mary. That's about it. Let it go.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Now, next team on the clock, our next team that is on a bye, the San Francisco 49ers. So, my advice to the San Francisco 49ers right now, find a trade partner for Jimmy G. It's over. It's over. Listen, I don't care if Trey Lance does has a busted up ankle. He's going to play. When they come off that bye week, he is going to play. And it's no point of you having Jimmy G anymore. My advice to you, try to get whatever trade value you can now, because as the weeks go on, he's only going to get worse and worse and devalue that you're going to point where you're going to have to cut him. At this point, if someone gives you a 4th, you take that shit. If someone gives you a 5th, you take that shit, because might as well get something for him now. Okay, because remember, the next team he goes to, we're not paying you for the player that you used to be. We're paying you for the player that you are now. So try to get whatever worth you can now and let the other team deal with the headache. So for me right now, that's my only advice, San Francisco. Trade Jimmy G so we can get off this quarterback controversy BS stuff.
You already know what I've said numerous times. Trade Jimmy G to Pittsburgh, since you seem like that they need a quarterback. And they clearly don't want to give up Big Ben just because they got Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph sitting on the bench. Well, okay, well, let's trade both of them to San Francisco and let's get Jimmy G here. Like, that makes more sense than just San Francisco now about to sit him and then Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph, who's way more athletic, way more accurate. There's not a tree, a statue in the pocket right now. Yeah, I'm with you. Trade Jimmy G. It's time to get rid of him. It doesn't make any sense. You played Trey Lance. He actually kept the team afloat. I mean, it wasn't, he had a game that we all assumed he was going to come out. He wasn't going to be Colin Kaepernick the first goddamn game he ever played, like on Monday Night Football against the Bears. Like, he was going to do what he had to do to keep the game afloat. And your defense just close it out because it's Arizona, and Arizona has too many damn weapons. So,
I mean, but I will give Trey Lance this much credit. He gave Arizona some fits.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing. Arizona's defense has not had to deal with fits, and Trey Lance gave him some fits. Now, was it the best performance? Absolutely the freak not. But is it a good sign when you give a defense of that caliber fits? Yeah,
of course.
It's a really good sign. So, San Francisco, you made the right decision. It's time for you to make the next one as well. Get rid of Jimmy G. It's just time. Now, next one, the New York Jets. All right. Look,
trade
Jets.
Everybody.
No. Don't trade everybody. Okay, Jets, listen to me. You knew this was growing pains. You knew that this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You knew Mickey Becton was too big of a dude to kind of hold his own weight at left tackle. Now he's kind of down. You have a lot of players that are injured reserve and end their season. You still have a lot of cap space. And I'm not saying give up the farm, but I hear Dallas is going to have to cut some fat on some offensive linemen next year. Wouldn't be a bad idea if you want to maybe get a Tyrone Smith. Wouldn't be a bad idea if you want to get a Martin, a Zach Martin. I'm just saying they're going to have to trim some fat. So just throwing it out there. I would call Dallas and I'd just be like, hey, I know you're going to have to cut some fat, and I know the players aren't going to be willing to cut their salaries. So what can I offer you to get Tyrone Smith off your hands right now before the trading deadline? So that way I can protect my franchise quarterback.
Wow. I would take Zach Martin over Trayvon Smith. Me personally, I would take Zach Martin. Smith gets injured too damn fast. I can't do it. Zach Martin, yeah, I definitely take him. I guess my take, for the Jets is actually find an identity. What the hell are you? I don't know what the hell the Jets are. Like offensively, I don't know what you are. Defensively, I don't know what you are. And your defensive coordinator, Robert Salas, that's pretty much why you got this job in New York. You have this defense. I mean, they played better against Atlanta late in that game, but it's just like, dude, like, nah, you can't do that. Like,
I
I
think,
need an identity,
well,
and they don't.
I'm pretty sure the owner of the Jets and Robert Saleh told each other, like, look, our first couple of years are going to be flyer years because we need to put it together. Once we get to years 3 and 4, that's when we'll start seeing the results of this team. And then by year 5, I think Robert Saleh is going to get that leeway because the owner of the Jets knew that, hey, it was a total freaking rebuild.
Yeah, he threw him. He gave him pretty much nobody.
Yeah, so
you know,
and he gave him a disgruntled quarterback that didn't even want to be there anymore. So
yeah.
Again, I think by years 3 and 4, if nothing happens by year 3, that's when it's like, okay, man, this is year 3 is going to be telling. But if nothing happens by year 4, we're going to have to see if you can make it to year 5. But to me, I think he's safe for now. And so we'll see. Now, last team, Atlanta. Okay, Atlanta, my advice to you, do not think, I'm talking to the general manager here, do not overthink it in next year's draft. I'm already calling it. You guys are going to have another top 5 pick again. Do not overthink it.
Whatever do you mean?
You had a chance to get Micah Parsons at 4. And I said this from the beginning. Micah Parsons is a once-in-a-lifetime player that you can draft and build around at the same time in his prime and later years. Okay? He's that dude. And Dallas has showed why they took him at number 11. Okay? Now, Atlanta, you're going to have another top 5 pick again. Guess what? It could possibly be the number 4 overall pick. There is a defensive end coming out of USC who's actually pretty freaking good. Not saying that he's the same intangibles as Micah Parsons. However, he's way better than Takk McKinley and Vic Beasley that you had a couple years ago because he can actually hold his weight and play up to his football speed. So, Atlanta, do not overthink this. I don't care if there's a once-in-a-lifetime tight end, generational talent. I don't care if there's a quarterback coming out of Liberty that could make all the throws that freaking Big Ben can make. I'm not saying that they're not going to be good football players. However, we know the problem. Get you a pass rusher, and there is one out of USC coming your way. Don't overthink it.
Depending on where they land in the draft, because I'm with you, top 5 pick, I think they're gonna be in the top 5 again. I'm trying to think. It's gonna be Jets, Jags, Detroit.
So far, this is how it's gonna be. Detroit Jags are fighting for number 1.
Very much.
Jets are in there. Atlanta's in there. So they're gonna be in there.
And Houston.
So there you go.
Those New England. Good God. God damn.
Well, I think New England will figure it out. I'm not saying that they might finish.
Would you want to figure it out if you're in New England? Would you want to figure it out?
You kind of, if you're Bill Belichick, you have to because your job's on the line next year. So you better figure it out.
I mean, you just traded Stephon Gilmore, and I'm gonna be honest, you got a pretty good cornerback kind of class coming in.
I get it, but at the same time, it's like you better figure it out. You better figure something else out.
Yeah, I agree. So, but let's say Atlanta does end up. Let's say Atlanta somehow, some way gets the number 1 pick. You said the UFC guy. I think Oregon's lineman is pretty good.
Yeah,
I think
the defensive end. Yeah.
I think if you're gonna go with somebody, you might as well get him.
Now, there's also another defensive lineman that's not getting no love, and he just manhandled that Alabama offensive line last Saturday. It was the interior defensive lineman from Texas A&M, Marvin. Amazing kid. He has first round potential. He's got pass rushing ability right now, and
reminds me of a Myles Garrett. Who went to Texas A&M too. So
he plays his size. So Atlanta, there are 3 linemen that could fall into your lap. Don't overthink it. Don't do it.
Yeah. Atlanta needs pass rush. They might still end up getting like Stanley from LSU. Like, why would you do that? Like, I know you need corners too, but why would you do that? Yeah, but
Especially like you said, the class where next year's corner class looks to be set up to be something amazing.
yes,
I mean, it looks. I mean, I know it's week 6, but I mean, it's never too early to start looking ahead of the draft. And from everything from what we're hearing, if the rumors are true of the senior or the juniors that are planning to leave early, yeah, this cornerback class can be pretty
incredible,
special.
very special.
I remember that one year where it was C.J. Henderson, Trayvon Mullen, a bunch of corners that came out, and it was like, dude, that's a pretty good corner class. And this year could even top that. I remember there was one year with the Greedy Williams one. You know, it's like this corner class could top it all, to be honest with you. So
yeah, look, Atlanta, figure out what you want to do with Matt Ryan.
Oh, it's over.
It's over to us, but to them, they're like, oh, we still got something with this guy. Listen, man, I'm not saying drive a quarterback in the first round, but start looking for a damn quarterback. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, dude, like, it's just ridiculous now. I would start looking for a quarterback. Me personally, I'm not drafting one in the first round. Now, if I fall out the top 5, top 10, well, I know I'm not going to get a defensive player, then I might get the quarterback from Liberty. I might have to think about it, you know. So, you know, and that's pretty much it. But other than that, man, yeah, figure out what you're gonna do with Matt Ryan, and also figure out your defensive woes. What do you particularly? We all know pass rush, but what type of pass rusher do you need? Because that's a lot of different pass rushers. They're like, do you need an interior one? Do you need a pass rusher off the edge? What do you need? So it's kind of just, what do you need?
A hybrid? Do you need a hybrid?
Like, do you need a hybrid? Like, what do you need? So that's where you gotta really see where they are with Atlanta. So Matt Ryan, and figure out what pass rusher you technically really need. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, people are commenting, it's like, do you really think like to me right now, what this draft coming up is shaping up to be, it's gonna be so defensive.
They've literally said it's going to be a defensive draft since last year's draft. Like, they're like, oh, this draft coming up is going to be defensive.
If you need help defensively, this is the draft to do it.
It's the perfect draft.
I remember a couple years ago where it's like, if you need a receiver, go get you a receiver. You know, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Henry Ruggs is actually playing decent in his second year. He's actually showing some life. Like, I can't believe I'm saying that. It's nothing impressive, but he actually looks like he belongs in the NFL. CeeDee Lamb is doing his thing. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb is doing his thing. Deebo Samuel's doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know, all these T. Higgins, you know, injury. I mean, he's the dude. It's just, like I said, all these receivers that we thought they were going to be a couple of years ago, they're turning out to be those receivers.
Yep.
It's just what it is. And yeah, this year, if you need help defensively, this is the draft to do it, because there's going to be a lot of names that are going to fall to the second defensively that would have been first rounders majority in any other years.
Yeah,
because they're just that talent. They're just that much talented than the guys that went in the first. So it's like, I'm excited to see how that's going to shape up. Now, we still got a little ways to go. Usually by December, January, that's when we'll get the final list of the juniors that do want to come out. But from what it's sounding like, shape up, man. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. So I can't wait. I cannot wait. This is going to be a fun draft this year. But other than that, man, our picks are in. Good luck to you, good sir. And yeah, I'll see you next Wednesday, man.
Next Wednesday, man.
All right, man. You take it easy. This is my buddy Brandon. We're here every Wednesday. Okay? We're trying to be here every Wednesday for our daily picks around this time, a little bit earlier. So just, hit that little subscribe button, hit that little bell. So that way when we get the little ding, you notify us that we're on. So, Brandon, I'll see you next Wednesday, man. Good luck to you.
Next Wednesday, man.
Later, man.
Later, man.